What's going on, everyone? My name is Steve, and ComplexCon was this weekend. ComplexCon was amazing. There was so much to see, so much to do, and a few releases, nothing too crazy, but there was a lot of commotion around one certain release, which is the topic of today's video, the Nike Air Fear of God 1 Yellow. Did any of you guys see what happened with the release of this sneaker? It was a sneaker stash. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys saw on Twitter and how it compares to my story that I'm going to tell you here. My version of the story is pretty crazy, and I gotta say, this is one of the craziest sneaker experiences that I have ever been a part of. And of course, like the title of the video says, did I cop? Well, we're gonna get into that in a second here, so be sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you guys are interested in all things related to sneakers and streetwear, and be sure to share this video if you guys found it interesting. I'm not gonna let you down here. This story is pretty crazy, and the sneaker stash, along with the footage that I have from the event, was very, very crazy. So let's get right into it. The yellow Nike Air Fear of God 1 by Fear of God, Nike, Jerry Lorenzo. So Nike was not even present at ComplexCon at all. They did not have a booth. They were not advertising things. They did not do anything in coordination with ComplexCon itself. With that being said, Jerry Lorenzo and Nike teamed up and did something just outside of ComplexCon. So it got everyone's attention for the weekend, and it got almost everybody, a ton of people, to literally run outside of the event and go to the sneaker stash for the yellow Nike Air Fear of God 1. The release was crazy, and it did release via the sneaker stash on iPhone, Android, on the Nike Sneakers app. So literally for me, I went to the live recording of Full Size Run by Complex, and they had Allen Iverson live as their special guest for this show. It went from 1 p.m. to 1:30, and it started a little bit late, so it ran a little after 1:30. And I believe the stash drop was around 1:35, and literally myself and hundreds of other people were sitting in the room live watching Full Size Run and Allen Iverson. And as soon as the stash goes off, I see it on my phone. The people I'm with, we see it on our phones. We just kind of look around. You start hearing noise. You see people, looking at their phones and not paying attention to what's going on live in front of them. And next thing I know, people jump out of their seats and start running out of the room. They dart to the exits. People just start leaving like crazy. So everybody just wanted to go hit this stash. Meanwhile, we were inside, and on my phone, it said we were 0.4 miles away from the stash itself of the Nike Air Fear of God 1 Yellow. So for me and my friends who we were there, we wanted to see the end of the show, and we recognized pretty quickly that it was going to be pretty tough to get these sneakers, considering how big ComplexCon is, how many people were at the event, and for the fact that we had sort of a slow start, considering we were sitting watching this, event go on, watching Full Size Run live with Allen Iverson. So we waited it out. We waited a few more minutes till it was over, and we started heading down to where we thought we had to go to find this stash. So meanwhile, check this footage here. Literally people are just running, walking, jogging, everything you can imagine, pushing people over, pushing people to the side to get to the sneaker stash, to figure out where it is and try and cop these sneakers, the yellow Nike Air Fear of God 1. And people were just going nuts. By the time we get there, it's I don't know how many minutes it took to get there actually from when it dropped to where, we actually showed up. But it's a sea of people just surrounded everywhere. There's these yellow Nike Air Fear of God flags waving in the wind, showing that you're at the right place. It seemed like both locations of the stash, there were two different sections of it, were at the same location, just maybe slightly separated. Both were showing about the same distance. So when we got to one, it showed that one was completely out, like 0% left, but the other one had about 60-70% left by the time we got there. With that being said, when we got there, our phones just did not work. I think too many people were there, and the app literally crashed. It just would not work for myself, my friends, the people around us. At that time, I think just too many people had logged on and tried. So, to answer the question of this video, no, unfortunately, I did not cop these sneakers. The Nike Air Fear of God 1 Yellow evades me for this release. I'm hoping I can pick it up again at some point later. But it was just crazy. As you guys can see from this film here, there were just so many people, and it's a shame that the Nike Sneakers app did not work for ComplexCon Chicago here. Like I said, Nike was not even completely affiliated with ComplexCon itself, but in my eyes, they sort of took the weekend. They got literally so many people to leave the event to go and try and cop these sneakers. And I will mention too, Jerry Lorenzo was there, so Jerry Lorenzo showed up He was signing stuff, sneakers, clothing, all this stuff for all the people attending. There was the biggest crowd right around him. At one point, they even started a chant for him. You know, it was amazing to see. Like I said, they had the flags waving. It was just a crazy experience all around. And like I said, there were just so many people. So every few seconds, it seemed like somebody was screaming out, I got him, I got another pair, like whatever. It was just nuts. People were screaming, pushing people over, all this stuff. So it was a cool experience nonetheless. Of course, I wish I copped. You know, it's a shame that I was where I was, I guess you could say, at the moment. You know, if I'd gotten there earlier, I probably would have had a better chance to pick them up. But nonetheless, it was cool to see, and easily one of the wildest experiences for sneakers that I've seen. I literally saw grown men running past me, pushing people, all this kind of stuff to just go and try and cop sneakers on their phone. It was wild. Literally anything you could imagine seeing, hearing on the internet, stuff you see on Twitter, that's what I saw in real life, and it was just wild. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of that. What did you guys see online about ComplexCon? I haven't seen too much footage of this on YouTube yet, so I wanted to get it posted. But what are your thoughts on this? You know, should Nike keep doing these releases? I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I like the idea that it's exclusive and, you know, supposed to be good for the people who are at the event, but it's tough when the app crashes. You know, it's obviously a tough thing to manage when, you know, they can't really gauge how many people are going to be trying to get on the app. But it is what it is. So that's pretty much my story here for the yellow Nike Air Fear of God 1. I'm hoping that it'll drop again soon. I really don't know. But, you know, stay tuned for that. But I wanted to get this story out there because this was just such a crazy one. ComplexCon itself was really, really cool, and I'm glad that I went. I'm debating putting up more footage of that, so we'll see. We'll see in the next couple of days. But like I said earlier, hit that like button if you guys like this video. Be sure to share it with your friends, just because this was so crazy. You know, I feel like this footage needs to get out to the world for people to see, just to see what happened with this sneaker stash at ComplexCon Chicago. And of course, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, as I post plenty others related to sneakers and streetwear. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.